Hello, thank you for joining me here today. My name is Lisa DeJong, and I'm coming to you today as a candidate for re-election for the Lindo Board of Directors. I'm currently serving as your Secretary and Communications Director in my first term as a director on the Lindo Board. It's been an exciting first term for me, and over the next few minutes, I just want to take you on a few highlights of the journey that I've had, and then also talk about my background and my qualifications to be on the board. So 2021, taking us back there, we were in the middle of the pandemic. That is when I was elected to the board, and the first thing that I was able to jump in and help with was the search for a new candidate for our general manager. Roberto had announced his retirement, and I was pleased to be able to take some of my human resources skills and jump in and help the board to select a new candidate. The next thing that I worked on was the La Playita website. Roger Denton had already kind of started, and he asked me to join his team and finish that up. And that was an exciting time and a fun project to get started with. So that was 2021. Moving into 2022, continued pandemic, limited travel. We were under a lot of pressure with things like shortages of labor and reduced travel. When you talk about some of the supply chain issues we had, there were some of our favorite beers that we couldn't get to stock the restaurant. So it was a little bit of a challenge, but the team really pulled together, and the restaurant continued to be profitable, and everything was kind of smoothing out through the middle of 2022. And then all of a sudden, we received the announcement that our long-term partner Trading Places had been purchased by Capital Vacations. Wow, a big transition. As with any merger acquisition, there is always change, and sometimes there's a little bit of pain that's involved in that. And I will be completely honest and transparent. As many of you know, there were challenges. There were challenges in communication, and there were challenges with the call-in center. And sometimes we received information and then it wasn't correct. And so in full transparency, I do understand that we have some work to do when it comes to smoothing out some of these transition items. And I'm committed to keep working on that. This was an area where I worked behind the scenes a lot during the transition, and honestly, it wasn't easy, but we have a great partner in Capital Vacations and Trading Places, and we are working together to smooth out this transition. So that was 2022. Now we're into 2023, and we are excitedly approaching the time when we're going to start the next phase of our renovation. And I'm thrilled to be part of the board as that is happening. I'm not on the construction committee, so I'm not in the day-to-day or the nitty-gritty of the details, but I do know what's going on kind of from a sideline view, and I'm happy to be serving on the board during this time. So that's a little bit about where I've been in the last couple of years with my first term on the board. My background, I have experience in sales and marketing, human resources, communications, and a little bit of finance. My platform, over the years of my career, I've developed what I kind of call my personal values platform, and it's threefold. I believe in integrity, which is doing the right thing always, no matter how hard it is. I believe in proper communications, that working hard to figure out the best way to communicate with our owners, that is one of the things that I'm extremely passionate about, continuing to improve our mode of communication, the methods that we use, and bringing information to owners as quickly as possible, efficiently and correctly. The last part of my personal values platform is leadership by mentoring. I believe that we have to work with our young people to train and to coach and to bring them up to be leaders in our organization. And I believe that our current management team has a lot of skills in this area, and they're doing a great job. Lastly, I'd like to talk a little bit about my personal history and my commitment to Lindomar. I am married to Scott. We're in our 39th year of marriage, and we came to Lindomar in our early marriage 30 years ago, 33 years ago, as a matter of fact. And my parents had just purchased time, fast forward 10 years. Later, we took over that time from them, and we have been coming to Lindomar for a couple weeks every year, just about for the last, I would guess, 10 to 15 years. We love our Lindomar family. We just look forward every year to coming and visiting, both with the team, the staff, and our friends that we have made over the years. So that's a little bit about where I've been and who I am, what I stand for. Your ballots are coming in the mail. If you don't have them in your hands already, you will have them soon. For those owners that have been around for a long time, you know that there are choices to make, and you get multiple votes for each week that you own. So please check your ballot carefully. And if you have heard a good story today and you're pleased with what you've heard and what I've done over the last couple of years, I would encourage you, if you would please, cast your votes for Lisa DeJong. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day. I hope that I get to meet you in person someday.